What's up guys, my name is Khan and we're back today with more Scrap Mechanic, and today I want to try and build a single cylinder piston engine. I mean, it sounds pretty simple and I just want to see if it's possible to make one that uses only a single piston to push a crank and make everything work fine. Now, I am going to build this kind of like a real life piston engine where it's going to have a conrod and the piston's going to be stationary. I think that's going to help us a lot, and I'm pretty sure we're going to need some sort of a starter motor type system, like a little gear that just flicks the engine in one direction to start it with a little bit of a flywheel weight, and I'm thinking that'll help us carry through the dead spot, because we're going to have a dead spot where the piston is not active in either the forward or the reverse direction, and that one dead spot on either side, could jam us up. So we need a little bit of a flywheel to push us through that, and I think we're gonna need a starter motor, and I'm pretty sure this engine's only gonna spin in one direction. But I mean, it should be super easy, right? Because it's just like one piston, and I'm hoping we can make it really small as a result. So we're just gonna do the standard setup here with a little bit of a conrod. So we'll go down like this, go down like that, we'll go down an extra block. That'll attach to our axle, which then has to be, let me see here, this has to be attached to, we need a piston there. This needs to be our 90-degree T-piece, like so. And then, yeah, I need a piston to act as just a little bit of a pass-through. We'll put this here for now, just like that, perfect. The nice thing is, with this kind of an engine, we don't actually need any sort of 90-degree bearing on the drive shaft. It's just the one rod, so it should be fine. But we're definitely gonna need some sort of a starter to get past the dead zone. All right, so that's our engine. That's literally it. I mean, we could theoretically just hook this up. It needs a timing wheel. All right, well, you know what? Yeah, we need a timing wheel. So let's put the timing wheel on this side. Let's put, oops, yeah, no, that was a problem. We should be able to actually get it started just by hitting it with a hammer. If this works, it'll be cool because we could actually put it into like a small thing. I don't imagine it's gonna generate a lot of torque because it'll probably just honestly fall off the torque curve really, really fast. Let's get more concrete and build out the frame again. I wanna make this tall. I'm pretty sure now we should just be able to like paint this up and start it. All right, so there we go. And then theoretically, if we connect this to this, and we put this on a setting of 3 at fast, because it needs to go 3 blocks, and then we have this in color mode white. Okay, so it's retracted. And now we paint this whole wheel black, and let's put the bottom half, white. And what happens now if we just hit this? Perfect. All right, so this is gonna be like the super hard part. I might need a bearing actually here to adjust the timing wheel timings, because we might need, oh, what did that do? It's close. It probably needs way more weight on it. Like, it probably needs a whole heck of a lot of weight to actually carry momentum through any sort of position. I don't think the one little... Okay, let's see what this does. No, you gotta, come on. I think we're gonna need a controller to offset. All right, let's just fix this up real quick. I've got this offset at a 15 degrees. I think to get this activated as soon as possible. Let's see what happens if we just, oh, look at that. Unbelievable. It just needs, can I take off some weight? How much weight does it actually need? Yeah, see, it needs more weight. Okay, we might be able to adjust this angle a little bit more though. Go to 30 degrees. That's so cool. Can I go higher? 45, okay, 60. Oh, no, now it does, now it's backwards. Oh man, this is so cool. It's kind of chuggy. It's really, I don't know if that means like we need more flywheel weight. I mean, if we put more weight on it with tires, then obviously, what if I remove the tire entirely? Does it work at all? No, it just freaks out. Okay, what if I go back a little bit? Oh, you can get it to, oh my God, this is so, okay, this is so timing specific. Yeah, it definitely needs more flywheel weight than I would have thought. It needs a lot more. It needs at least one tire worth of flywheel weight, I think. Is there something heavier than a tire, I wonder? That's a weight of 4. I wonder if this thing is a better flywheel. A weight of 5. See, this is, yeah, this is probably, okay, so hold on. Let's remove this. Let's take this. This is actually kind of awesome. We're definitely gonna need a starter system as well, but like, oh my God, this thing is huge. Yeah, that's gonna be the flywheel. Here we go. So now if I hit this, oh yeah. That looks actually pretty good. As far as flywheels go, I feel like we could tune this to be a little bit better. We definitely need a starter though. We definitely need something that just flicks it in one direction, because if we, hold on, how do we stall this thing out? That would be a good, okay, that's a stall point, -10. Now if I go up to 35. Oh, that's interesting. It kind of just like, is it always gonna do that? -10, and then 35. Do we need a starter? Is it always just gonna like go in that direction? This is so cool. I can't believe how jank this is, but it's okay. Let's do a real quick. I'm gonna put a pass through on it to kind of reinforce the other side. So let's grab this, and let's just attach this to here, like that, and then we'll continue this frame over. This will be nice too. It'll give us a little bit of a spacing here between. Nope. Whoops. I gotta put this on a lift. But yeah, it'll give us a nice little spacing. Come on, there, 1 pixel. There we go, perfect. That looks great. So now if I go, okay, hold on. So we were at, let's go to 35. That's it. It always seems to kick in that one direction. That's so cool. This thing is jank, but it's amazing. I can't believe this actually works. It's just one piston. It needs a really big flywheel to work though, but I can't believe this works with one piston. All right, let's put this on the dyno, and then I'm gonna slap it into a chassis of a vehicle. I mean, this is actually really cool. I was not expecting it to work. It needs a flywheel weight for sure. This little 3 concrete is not enough. Under load, I have no idea how this thing's gonna work. I feel like it's either gonna go really well or really poorly. Maybe it could power a car. We might have to reduce the weight of the chassis. But really, I mean, this is a single piston powering the thing. You could probably do this too with the other method where the piston doesn't go through a conrod, where the piston actually, you know, is attached straight to the shaft. But I like this a lot more just because I feel like it's a better mimic of real life. Okay, there's gonna be a point, you know what, let's just hook it up to the dyno. There's gonna be a point where that's nice and smooth. I feel like there's gotta be. So let's just grab this. Let's grab this. There, you know, that's perfect. I love this so much. This thing is so stupid. I can't believe how stupid this is. All right, well, let's attach that to there. There we go, perfect. So it doesn't torque, and then let's just weld this whole thing up. It's already going. It's such an eager little engine. That's amazing. That's okay. Actually, that's true. We need a switch on it to turn it off. So let's set up that real quick. Just grab a switch and put it on this controller, and we'll have it set to, right now it's at 40, so -20 is a stall point. That's interesting. -10 is a stall point. Yeah, and then if we hook it up to this, we need to go from -10 to 35, so we go up by 45, and we do that fast, and if we turn this, that's great. I feel like the momentum of this wheel turning into position might be why it always goes in the same direction. That tiny little bit of momentum, because like technically right there at the top, it's in a stall point, right? Like it's straight up and down, but it always seems to spin the one way. And I think it's because like, look, we spin that wheel and that little bit of momentum maybe is what gets it started. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. This thing is sweet. Anyway, let's see what we're pulling. We're doing 160 RPM. You know what? That's better than I thought it would be. That's actually kind of better than I thought it would be. What if I change this? We're gonna have to turn this off every time. Let's change this down to only go up to +20. Oh, it's not enough to actually engage it. Okay. So what's the minimum it needs to actually engage? That. Okay. What does that bring us to? That seems worse. 140 RPM. Yeah, it's more chunky. All right, let's go up by 5. Turn it off. It's really easy to stall this engine out. The nice thing about this engine too, compared to like the 4 cylinders and stuff, is the stall point is actually stalled. Like there's no movement at all. Whereas with the 4 cylinder, you're not really ever stalled. You're just kind of jamming all the pistons against each other in a way that the engine can't spin. So they're always kind of twitching. Oh, that looks good. That looked quick out the gate. 150. Okay. Let's go up by another 5. This is great. This is so cool. Actually, one of the coolest engines I've ever built. I don't think it's gonna have power for anything. 160. Okay, so at 45 it gets 160 RPM. That's the best so far. I don't know if we're ever gonna get it up to the 300 level. Like maybe if we have a bigger flywheel. I know there's probably a bunch of people being like, yo, you need like a flywheel 10 times the size. And we could test that after this. We'll extend a flywheel out in between 160 again. It seems to only get 160. Let's go to 55. Let's turn that off. There, crank it on. Ooh, 168 there for a second, but then it settles back at 160. Okay. We're just gonna keep going until it stalls out. 60 degrees here. Oh! Hello? Hello. Welcome, Mr. 200. How are you? Nice to see you here today. Let's go to 65. That is I was not expecting it to go fast like that. Holy cow, maybe we will get 300 out of this thing. Oh my god, this thing's... Oh, no, okay, so that one's worse. It's kind of hovering around 200. It was better at... Okay, it was better at 60 than 65, I think. Let's just turn it off again. That's so cool. I can't believe this thing actually... It's better at 60 and 65. This looks good. No, it stalls out. See, it gets a good surge initially, and then it drops low once it picks up. Okay. So 60 is so far... Oh, see, it gets these surges. No. 60 so far the winner. I can't believe how good that is. That's so cool. I can't believe we can actually get like 200 RPM with a single piston. That blows my mind. If we could get 300 RPM with it, I mean, that would just be next level. This looks so much better. 210. And that's at 75. Well, what we'll do is we'll find like the best couple points. I want to try 60 for sure and run a torque test on it. And then I guess we might run one here at 80. Oh my god, look at it go. Whoops. Just deleted part of the dyno. It's fine. It's fine. 210. Okay. You know what? I think it might be like we might have hit that plateau. $210. Yeah, it was better at 60. All right, let's do it. Let's do a test at 60. Let's run this down to 60. I think that was like the start of the plateau. Ooh, no, that's so bad. That's so much worse. All right, let's go to 70. Screw the 60 stuff. All right, there we go. 70. Okay, that was equally bad. All right, you know what? Let's go back to 80 where we were, where everything was magical. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, 210 RPM. It seems to be what... All right, let's check it. Let's run it. It's gonna dry so quick. Input reversed. Yeah, I mean, it's a single piston. It stalls out in like 2 seconds. Okay, it gives... Oh boy, I'm not... Max torque, 207 Newton meters. Max power, 8 horsepower. And what's the speed at peak power? 142 RPM. Yeah, it's interesting. These single cylinders... I mean, I guess that's why they use them on mopeds and little small things. They can't handle a lot of load because they're just such a massive stall point. And if you don't have the momentum to carry through the stall point... Like, it's trying. It's reversed, though, which is interesting. But yeah, it just cannot carry through the point. All right, well, that's cool. We've successfully made a single-cylinder engine, which is unbelievable. I honestly didn't think that would happen. I thought it would be too difficult for Scrap Mechanic to carry through the point. Let's do a real quick check. I'm gonna spawn in a new dyno here real quick, and then we're gonna put this in the chassis and see if it can actually even power the chassis that we have, which I'm pretty sure it can't. But I need that wheel piece we just had. Where the heck is this thing? Right, and let's just, I don't know, let's just put like another, like 3 of them, right? This is gonna probably change. Kinda does, doesn't it? It seems to change like the actual, hold on, let's just reinforce this so we don't drive off. I think it changes the angle and the timing you need. That starts in reverse and then kicks forward. That's interesting. I feel like that'll be a lot smoother. Anyway, okay, what are we at here? This is 80 degrees. All right, so 80 degrees. Let's put this back on the dyno and just do one last test with a bigger flywheel. Because I know if I don't do this, people are going to be like, man, you should have tested with a bigger flywheel. It would have done so much better. And yeah, you're probably right. So let's just see what we do here. There we go. That's good enough. And then we'll just attach this. And then we'll put it into a chassis, of course. But there we go. Let's put this on a pillar. And let's crank this up. Let's leave it at 80 for now. Yeah, it gets up to 220 RPM. And then it just sits there. That's interesting. If we go to like 90, does it get better? It seems to honestly be like the same. Oh my god, it takes... Okay, oh, it doesn't even stop at -10. Wow, we have to go down to like negative like 25 or something. Okay, so let's go to -20, and now let's go up to 100, right? Kind of kicks backwards once and then goes up. It's actually got so much smoother performance though with a bigger flywheel. I mean, it makes sense, right? You've got a dead point where there's no force acting, and all you're trying to do is have the piston contribute to the overall spinning. So you're carrying momentum with these 3 wheels, and I think that's what's helping it push through. Now, once we put this on a chassis though, theoretically the momentum of the chassis would carry the engine through each point. So you only need a little flywheel just to get it moving, and then the chassis provides the rest of the flywheel, like the mechanical systems, the wheels, the gears, the drive shafts, all that stuff also provides momentum backwards through the transmission to the engine, theoretically. I mean, this is interesting. There's a lot to be said about choosing the right size flywheel for your engine, and I feel like we could do a whole TED talk about that and do some serious testing and see what it does. Anyway, for now, let's go back to the original configuration that worked, because I want to have the least weight on the engine as possible. Actually, you know what? For curiosity's sake, of course, let's just see if we get any better numbers. What was the last one? Like 7 horsepower? I think this is already better. I think, yeah, 17 horsepower, 800. It's crazy. No difference in power, just a flywheel. That's honestly, it's so interesting. All right, well, let's rip it apart. You know what? Ugh. Now I probably have to do this one. Yeah, you spin the whole dyno. All right, let's just rip this off and let's put this thing in a chassis and see what happens. This is a very low, this is why we built this chassis with this adjustable piece, for exactly this reason right here. So now I can go like this, I can go like that, I can go like this, and I've already got this on a controller with the pistons, so now, look at that. We push our engine, perfect. We can still test it. All right, this is gonna be good. A lot of people mentioned I didn't use Ackerman geometry, which is true. These wheels are always parallel. I totally forgot about that, and I was actually like looking at my RC cars, and on my RC cars they use Ackerman geometry. So like this back bar here, this white bar has to be narrower than the other 2 pivot points. We have to have it kind of shrunk in, and that's what gives us 2 different steering angles, which of course I didn't really do here. So I might have to re-engineer that at some point, but anyway, for now, it's just really a push bar steering with 2 parallel wheels. Yeah, let's just fire it up. Here we go. Okay, so far it is going about as I would expect. It seems like it's got that one little spot that kicks it backwards first, and it's trying to kick through that. We almost need a clutch. This is where we need a clutch. We need to have the engine start spinning first before we engage the drive. All right, no big deal. Let's go to the other engine configuration that worked a little bit better. So let's remove these extra 3 flywheels and just extend the drive shaft straight across. And then let's change this to the angles that worked better. This one, on the dyno especially, it had that little kick backwards before it went forwards. So this one doesn't have that. Oh, it does. Man, we need a clutch. We actually need a clutch. We need a clutch. All right, I'm gonna build a terrible clutch. There's one way I know how to build a clutch, and it's not good, but it'll work. And essentially, all we do is we take a piston, and we just kind of jam it. It's not great because when you build this kind of clutch, it seems to lose power, like it'll slip. It's not really like, there's obviously the double bearing clutch thing that we saw in that one best builds that I got to learn how to do, and it's some weird blueprint edited thing. But essentially, you do this, and this'll work as a clutch. It's not fantastic, but I go like this, and then I go like this, and I put another one facing it, and they're essentially two different gear teeth. And you can see what'll happen if we push this piston forward with one block. It'll jam into that gear tooth and mesh the whole thing together. So it's a pretty stupid setup, but it works. And then of course the issue is that the gear teeth will slip on each other. So it's the way I've done clutches, but it's not really a good clutch. But anyway, here we go. Let's just shove this into there, and then we can go 1. There, you can see our engine spins. And now if I go 2, oh, I jammed the clutch through the clutch. I might have made it too powerful. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's like 1 on slowest speed. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so 1, get our engine spinning, and then 2. I mean, it worked. We are moving, and the engine is still kind of rotating. We might need to adjust our angles now a little bit. This is the 80-10. What if I go to like a 60-10? Oh yeah, that's better. 60-10 is so much smoother. See, whenever you're under load, for some reason, you have to reduce the timing. And I guess it makes sense because the RPM is lower. This is great. It actually works so much better than I thought it would. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. This is an adventure. This thing has 6 horsepower. It's like driving a moped, but, you know, if it had 4 wheels. Look at that. Nice little clutch. See, we can engage, get the motor going, and then jam it in. Now, of course, the question is, all right, let's stop. So turn it off. It's still carrying through. That's crazy, just from the rolling of the wheels. All right. Now we're off. So now if I turn it on, will it work? Oh, this one can do it without. That's weird. Maybe it's because the clutch has enough slip in it, so that it gives it that extra little bit. But yeah, it's actually working. Huh. We just needed a better angle. Look at that. Wow, wow, we're cruising on a single piston powered engine. Other than the fact that we have like 8 million pass-throughs, this is awesome. See, I would say you should build this in survival because you only need 1 piston, but you don't. You need at least like 4 to do all the pass-throughs in the clutch. And I mean, we could do it without the pass-throughs, so let's say 3, and then you could probably do it without the, yeah, so I mean, and then you could maybe do it without the conrod, so maybe you could get away with 2 pistons, but then I feel like at that point you should just make a 2-piston engine. It'd be much more powerful. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This is one of my coolest engine builds, I think. You know, it's not exciting, it doesn't have a lot of power, but I think it's really cool. I think this is actually one of the coolest engines I've done. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure, of course, you let me know if there's other builds you want to see in Scrap Mechanic and, you know, other mechanical stuff. We got to start working on drive systems like clutches and things. Like, obviously, this clutch works for what it is. But, you know, there are better clutches. I like this clutch because you don't have to do any blueprint editing to make it. I know there's that double bearing clutch where you stack 2 bearings on each other and then somehow by powering it, it delivers power. I don't know. It's some weird voodoo magic. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.